Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at InStock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by InStock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. InStock Parts.
Decisions aren't hard when no matter what you choose, you win. Like with Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Choose from the $5 classic box with iconic favorites like a beefy 5-layer burrito, the $7 Supreme box with the chicken chalupa supreme, and more. Or find new obsessions in the $9 Discovery box. Get yours at Taco Bell today. Participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan of CBS, TNT, and Westwood One, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
What do you think the biggest misconception of Cal was, and how has that maybe changed throughout the end of this season?
I see what Coach Cal has done this year at Arkansas, and it reminds me once again of what he did back in the old days at Amherst when he was with the Minutemen. Almost the same thing that happened with Nick Saban the last couple of years successfully. His playing field leveled out. All of a sudden, these guys, we all forget that they're really good coaches, really good X's and O's guys, not just good recruiters. And I think you're seeing that with Coach Cal.
Hats off to John Calipari.
Knox misses the three. The rebound.
Let's make us one of those programs that has a chance to do special things.
This is the Morning Rush.
Keep this momentum going, shall we? Let's keep it going tonight against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Hey, welcome in. It is a Thursday edition of the Morning Rush, the morning of Arkansas Sweet 16 matchup with an old Southwest Conference foe. You heard a couple clips there. Pat Smith, who we had on yesterday, I thought he made a really good comparison talking about Nick Saban and his final season, really final two seasons with Alabama and how things went. And we've seen Cal go through a lot of injury issues this year, and yet they're in the second weekend, back to where he's used to being as a college basketball head coach. Pat referenced his days all the way back in UMass, which I thought was pretty cool. You also had a clip from a guy that's going to be on call tonight, Kevin Harlan, who does NBA, he does NFL, he does the NCAA tournament, and he is on call, I guess, with Dan Bonner and Stan Van Gundy, or Steph Van Gundy. I always mix that up tonight. Excited about that. That was a really cool bucket list moment yesterday. I'm in the tunnel, and I see this figure who's wearing a golf pullover. And I notice it's Kevin Harlan. And I'm going to be honest, I butchered the crap out of the interview. I said, Kevin, do you have 2 minutes? And he was kind with his time. I was like, I got to get this in and out. So I was stumbling and bumbling like a college kid, basically, talking to one of the best voices in sports out there. He was gracious, really kind. We'll play some clips. We're not going to play anything I asked him because it's atrocious, but we'll play some of his clips later on this morning. You also heard Coach K there, Colton, talking about the job John Calipari has done. And, again, there's been a massive shift, not so much of coaches, because I think one of the things, I'll give Tom Crean credit. I'll give Seth Greenberg credit. Mm-hmm. I think I heard Coach Krzyzewski say this on Sirius XM at some point this season. It's just like, keep giving them time. I was impatient. I think a lot of Arkansas fans were impatient at 0-5, 1-6, thought it was over, thought it was done. And yet we're here talking this morning live in San Francisco about this upcoming Sweet 16 game tonight.
Yeah, Ty, you mentioned it. The narrative has certainly shifted from what it was when they were in that, slow start and that sluggish beginning to the season. But you also said it, all the coaches were in his corner. And to his defense, Coach Cal said that in his introductory press conference, is that this is not going to be an overnight thing. I don't even have a team right now. So my team starts slow and then we get better toward the end of the season. And while that's not the greatest thing to come out and say in the beginning, he's been 100% right on that. It did take time. Now, I don't think he had the foresight to know that he would lose two of his best players, but he did know that it would take time to get everything to mesh together. And all those coaches had defended him because at one point in their careers, they'd probably been in a similar situation and just had to weather the storm. Now, things may not have came out quite so, bright and picturesque as what's happening in Fayetteville, but
Peachy.
yeah, that's because the guys you got up there are some dogs. So the narrative has totally shifted, but to the credit of Coach Cal and to the players, it's due to their hard work and motivation.
If you want to jump in with this morning, do so on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. We are live here in San Francisco, California this morning, thanks to our friends at the Stadium Shop on Ridgeback. They've got your Sweet 16 gear right now. Go by, see Robert Elizabeth and their team. Big Cypress Lodge in Memphis, Tennessee. Save 10% on your weekday stay right now at Big Cypress Lodge. They are celebrating their 10-year anniversary in the iconic Bass Pro Shops Pyramids by Warden Sun Plumbing in Northwest Arkansas. No marketing shenanigans. Daniel Noah, they can service commercial, residential, new construction, additions, and more. Call 479-312-9731. And Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Help with Mock Legal Solutions help. They can help root the Red Raiders out of the courtroom. Low flat fees and payment plans. Call 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Now, again, I think when it comes to discussing this game today, there are a lot of things that come into play. Most notably would be the status of Adu Thero for Arkansas fans, and that's where we get going with our opening drive.
Adu practiced yesterday. Leg was bothering him today, so I didn't put him through anything. We'll see tomorrow. If we had 8 to 10 minutes from him, in case of foul trouble, it would help, but, we're fine.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
All right, so you heard Cal there discussing after. I think when we walked into practice, that was what everyone noticed. We got to take in 15 minutes of practice yesterday at the Chase Center, and Cal didn't even, that question wasn't even asked. Colton, I don't know if you watched the press conference. Mm-hmm. That was his, initial statement. So he knew it was I don't know if it's a concern, but it was the number one thing that fans wanted to know about. Is the dude going to play after he let it be known on Pat McAfee earlier this week that he was available? So a setback, it sounds like. I don't know to what degree. I don't know if him not practicing, if it bothering him means he's not going to play. Now, I will say, he did say, just to go back a week ago, he said something similar about Boogie Flandin. But remember, he said Boogie's hand was hurting either on Wednesday or Tuesday. I'm forgetting the day. And Boogie gave him 22 minutes in that initial game against Kansas and also helped him against St. John. So just keep that in mind when it comes to the status of Adu Thero later on today. I think, again, I think he's still going to play. That 12 to 15-minute number that Cal talked about earlier this week on McAfee, I initially thought it would be over that. Now I'm kind of up in the air. Maybe there's gamesmanship here. I don't know. But I do know that was the number one thing that people were talking about yesterday when it came to this basketball team.
Yeah, gamesmanship is what came to mind immediately, especially when you mentioned that, he kind of played a similar hand when we had the Boogie thing coming back. His hand was hurting yesterday. And, most coaches, I'm sure, that are the opposing coaches aren't sitting there just, hanging on to every word that John Calipari may be saying about his team and, is Adu going to play or not? They're going to go out there and line up with their 5 and play against your 5. And I think, Ty, you're probably right that we will likely see Adu Thero. I think that what you mentioned yesterday of maybe not him coming in there to give you a burst of offense, but coming in there to be a really good defender and rebounder. And Ty, he may just have one simple mission to be when he's out there. It may just simply be top and stopping.
Top and stopping. I like it. Yeah, JT Toppin, one of the better players in the NCAA tournament, the Big 12 Player of the Year. It sounds like so this was an interesting dynamic yesterday. Chance McMillan was on the podium. Now, that could be a bit of gamemanship from Grant McCaslin as well. They won the first 2 games without him. He's one of the best shooters, if not the best shooters, on Texas Tech. So that's another dynamic. You got both coaches kind of going back and forth, playing a little chess, it seems like, before the games begin. So that's something that I noticed as well yesterday. I'll give Texas Tech fans this. So remember, when Arkansas came to San Francisco 3 years ago, the Red Raiders were pitted against the Duke Blue Devils. It was a great game. Duke ultimately ended up winning, but it was a really good game. That was back when, I'm forgetting that kid's name that played on Kansas that you beat in 2023 in Des Moines, but he was on that squad back in the day before he transferred to the Kansas Jayhawks. So it was a really, really good game. And they traveled well. Technically, they are the closest college town to San Francisco. Now, one of the dynamics that plays into this, Texas Tech's got a couple California kids on the roster that didn't grow up too far from here in the Chase Center. You've also got Todd Golden, Florida head coach, who played at St. Mary's, not too far from here, and then also coached at San Fran. I had their mascot on my head and I blanked on it.
The Dons.
The Dons. Thank you, Golden. And so you've got that. Now, does that mean that they're going to have 3,000 or 4,000 more people because of those connections? No, but I think it's going to be scattered about, and I'm really excited for later on today. Again, we'll have pregame coverage leading up all day long between how Hari had it with Chuck and Bo. You've got us, obviously, halftime coming up with Phil Ellis, Matt Jones, and then Ruskin and Zach tonight. Zach volunteered to do the post-game show for Hog Reaction. What a kind guy. So it'll be myself, Zach, maybe Matt Jones will hop on as well for Hog Reaction. All right, that is your opening drive this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. I know Ethan's excited for this game tonight. I don't know if his youngsters are going to stay up and watch it with him and his wife, but I know he's going to watch it. Ethan's got a fantastic business at First Financial Mortgage. Really, his entire team, him, Bree, their entire team. Ethan came recommended to me by a friend, and I'm sure glad I followed through because I didn't know anything about the mortgage process, and Ethan answered every one of my questions. Got over a decade with First Financial Mortgage, over 300 five-star reviews. It's the best lender in town, might be the best golfer too. 479-782-9300, or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. Cal expanded a little bit on not just Adu Thero, but Boogie Flan yesterday as well.
I played Boogie, who was available, 15, 18 minutes, but he helped us win the game.
Huge.
He made the steal. He made the plays. He made the assist. Now, Adu, it's a different deal because we need his toughness and his athleticism. The most he'll play, 12 minutes, maybe 15, maybe, I doubt. But you got to prepare now because we're a different team. Finally, we got a full roster.
All right, we're going to try this again because I played the wrong clip. Apologies for that. This is what Cal said yesterday.
I know there had to be people in his ear, in his orbit, that were saying, why would you play again? You don't have to play. He's like, I want to help my teammates. It talks, don't you want that guy on your team? That's part of being evaluated. And Adu said the same, probably had people in his orbit. Why would you play? You can't do, And all of a sudden, he's like, Coach, I want to try this.
And I think when it comes to that discussion, everyone, like when a guy goes down, right, Colton, especially if it's a high-caliber kid that has an opportunity to play at the next level, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, people just assume that he's going to hang it up, he or she. Most of the time it's guys. We talk more, obviously, professionals when it comes to the male athletes on this campus, and they just think, in this case, well, he's mailing it in, he's getting ready for the next level. And in some cases, that's reality. That's right. I just think it's unique that Arkansas, and their most consistent player, Adu Thero, is back. And like Cal alluded to, if they advance in the tournament, there's a chance. And unless something crazy happens tonight, we're going to see him in action. And also Boogie Flan, who is the highest projected draftable player on this roster. And we've seen, again, he's not necessarily – his shooting's not back just yet. But it is, he again, something Paul Biancardi said with ESPN, he impacts the game without just scoring. Yeah. I saw this. It's funny. Anytime I see anything negative, it gets me excited for this Arkansas basketball team, whether it's people picking against him or Myron. And I like Myron Metcalf. I think he's a good writer. I think he's a good national radio host. But Myron Metcalf had this to say, talking about Boogie Flan. He was just 4 of 15 from the field and didn't look like that 5-star recruit and NBA prospect he was touted before his injury. Don't expect a major impact from him in the Sweet 16 either. Keep feeding that negative energy because Cal keeps coming off of it. Like he keeps using that to propel and help his team. And my thing is like, okay, the kid came back. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he played good on defense, made some other assists, made some plays. Like the lob pass he had to Trev in that round of 32 game against St. John's. Like the kid still impacted the game. Now, if he wasn't doing it another way, then you could say that. But anytime I see anything that's not positive about this Arkansas basketball team, I get a little excited because I think it's only going to help this team moving forward when it comes to national stuff.
Yeah, Ty. I mean, these guys have been being fed rat poison all year, and they think it's yummy. They love it. It's obviously just been a great motivating factor for them. And, Myron Metcalf isn't wrong when he says that, Boogie may need to get a lot better at shooting. And that's one of the things that I'm sure going into the NBA, the people that are in that orbit that are around him that, Cal talked about, they'll probably tell him the exact same thing. And what a bigger and better place to do that than in the tournament in March Madness. So, yes, this is a great opportunity for these guys. And for Boogie and for Adu specifically, this will be the first time they're getting to play. And maybe for Boogie, the only time that he'll get to play in a tournament setting like this. And so there's a lot of eyeballs that comes with that. You get to, become a legend. You get to have video reels made about you forever and ever and ever. And there's a lot that comes with that. Yeah, I mean, you do. You get things that laid out they'll play you on March Madness on all the commercials till the end of time. And that's what you want. Moment. Yeah, you'll be on one shining moment forever. And that's what you want as a basketball player. And those guys have really bought into the fact that they get to do this for fun. And I think that throughout all the hardships that they've endured, Ty, they've learned that they really like playing basketball together. That's why we see these lobs and these dunks, and they have great communication. And one thing that Boogie didn't do that was a detriment to him when he was playing originally, he stopped turning the ball over. I know that's with limited minutes, but he's taking care of the ball in these past two games as well. And look, I'll take a Boogie that takes care of the ball and plays defense and sets his teammates up and hustles over a Boogie that shoots, 4 for 13 or 4 for 19 and 4 for 18 like he had in conference play and kind of, steals the spotlight a little bit. So he's got everything going for him, and so does Adu. And I think that these guys like playing with each other, Ty, and that's going to make a difference.
All right, what are your thoughts on the game tonight? Jump in here. Lewis Automotive Group hotline wide open. I think Clay just shot me a text on there. I think he's going to probably join us. Hopefully we get Clay on it around 10 o'clock. So 877-377-6963. We're brought to you this morning by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. At the entrance to Riley Farm, they provide every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Spartman Farmer and Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. 5901 Riley Farm Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. That's where you'll find Valley Family Dental. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit their practice online, valleyfamilydentalpractice.com, valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio, and you'll get $300 off the scorecard. Chris, thank you for that text. It was, I think it was Kevin McCullough is the Kansas and Texas Tech guy. I think he was a really, really good player for the Jayhawks and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Text from Jason Marceau, who also said that. It was a frustrating game for when they beat them. So one of the things I talked to Kevin Harlan about yesterday, got a chance to ask him, is like, hey, what was the game like in 2021 in Indianapolis? Remember, I'll set the scene. So you got COVID still very much impacting college sports. So you had a fourth of the arena fill. We were at Hinkle Fieldhouse for that game. That was the Mac McClung Texas Tech Red Raiders. Chris Beard was currently the coach. And I asked him, hey, Kevin, what do you remember about that game? And he kind of tied it into today as well. Take a listen.
Coach, Musselman, man, he was crazy. I was with his dad, and I was with Eric with the Timberwolves, and remember how he tried to revitalize the program. And I think it's amazing that you've gone from him to Calipari, and you have these coaches that are so vibrant and full of such love for the game and their kids and the program and the people that support the program. But I remember that well. Was Moses Moody on that team?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, yep. Moses was on that team. Of course, I see him now at the Golden State Warriors here in this building. And, I just remember the passion and the emotion that Coach Musselman was injecting in that team. And I actually thought they'd go further. They were littered with great talent, kind of like this team.
Brandon, the national champion that year.
Yeah, exactly. That was a little tough, wasn't it? But a lot of respect for the program, where it is right now, and what kind of began with Eric as they kind of spun things around from that point on.
At the end there, he says where it is right now. And I think that's interesting. Guys, this is where you belong in the pecking realm of college basketball. for the last 5 years, the Sweet 16 team. Obviously, Muss a big part of those 3. This is where Arkansas fans deserve to be most years, year in, year out, at least the second weekend. That's the program that Coach Sutton built. That's the program that Coach Richardson built. And Cal kind of addressed that yesterday in the press conference. Like, he's standing on the shoulders of those 2 guys. Take a listen.
Coach Sutton, he treated me like family. I mean, I don't know if you remember, we go to play at Arkansas. He came in my locker room. Coach Richardson, we had some great battles, but always respectful. And he knew that I was respectful to him and what he had done. This program, there was an 8 to 10 year period, maybe even longer than that, maybe a 15-year period where they were one of 5 programs nationally. And all we're trying to do, let's stay together. Let's get our people involved. Let's make sure we honor the coaches that were here and did what they did for this program. And let's make us one of those programs that has a chance to do special things.
You listened to Daryl Hawkins yesterday, Colton. Sure seems like he's proud of this team, and I know he's not the only former Razorback that's excited where this team is right now.
I don't know how you couldn't be more proud of this team right now. I mean, just from what they've overcome, just where they started, and all the negative criticism that got passed their way, and everything that went wrong with this team in the beginning of the season, to where they are now, and to see guys coming back full strength, and to have the potential to have your full roster together. I mean, those guys play hard. That's never been a doubt for us all season long. Todd, you remember last year when it felt like we were questioning whether or not these guys even wanted to play basketball anymore? I mean, I feel like this team has never, from the beginning of the season, never had any ounce of quit in them. They just had to, had to figure out how to get better at basketball at times. So you can't be more proud of this team for the fact that they have never said die, and they have always continued to, rep that Razorback on their chest and go out there and give it everything they've got. And that's why I'm proud of watching them. That's why I love to watch them. It makes it fun.
I'm live in San Francisco this morning. Colton's back at our Radio HQ, continuing on here on the Morning Rush. And we're brought to you by the Inn at the Mill, the #1 place to stay in Northwest Arkansas. I know before Arkansas games or when we have live shows in Northwest Arkansas, I know even weddings we've been up there and stay at the Inn at the Mill. It's a great place. This was also honestly a great place for just like a staycation. If you want to hang out in Arkansas a little bit, it's awesome. And it's located at the heart of NWA off Johnson exit I-49. And it's one of the most unique hotel choices in the region. Whether you're in town for the game, concert of the Am, one of those like a business event or whatever's going on, the Inn at the Mill is the place for you. You can call 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. That's innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. You heard a couple clips from John Calipari there. He had plenty to say yesterday, not just about this upcoming game, but there is always some entertainment value when Calipari speaks. We'll get to that more as we're live from San Francisco this morning on this Sweet 16
We're live
day.
in San Francisco this week at the NCAA tournament. Our coverage is presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. By Big Cypress Lodge. Visit big-cypress.com to plan your next Memphis getaway. By Warden Sun Plumbing in Northwest Arkansas. Serving all your plumbing needs. No marketing shenanigans. Fair pricing with the warranty above and beyond the competition throughout Arkansas.
Arkansas is headed to the Sweet 16.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
It's tournament time again, and the Hogs are still dancing.
We have you covered for the watch parties you'll be hosting or attending.
From the Nike team shirts to the Sweet 16 tees, we have what you're looking for.
Clothing items from Cutter and Buck, Nike, Champion, and Tommy Bahama. We have what you'll want.
We have Razorback tablecloths, pennants, and banners. We even have a Razorback floor runner that looks like a basketball court. Hey, Matt, did I tell you where I keep all my dad jokes?
No, Dad, where?
In my new Dada, baby.
He's getting worse by the week. Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback Razorback has everything you need to root dog in the tournament.
And if you can't get by the store, which is located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, you can find us on the interweb.
Dad, let me do that before you pull some kind of brain muscle. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
All at the only local family and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Don't forget, largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Turn it up loud, let the good times roll. Morning rush with Tommy Todd, touching every soul.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jim. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
I want to ride my
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mathard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Forsgren is hiring immediately. Forsgren Incorporated, a heritage company and premier employer, is now hiring equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Have experience in any of these areas? Apply now at goforsgren.com. Don't delay. Forsgren is hiring now at goforsgren.com. Don't miss your opportunity to join the Forsgren legacy. Forsgren has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Pop.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
It's Markdown Madness at Harry Robinson's, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. Take a test drive, shoot a hoop, get up to $500 on your way to saving up to $15,000 off on select units.
Yes, you know, the 2024 Ford F-150, number one selling truck for over 40 years. And right now you can come down to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford and you can pick up a new 24 and save up to $15,000 off. And hey, we've got our test drive. Go on a test drive. You get a chance. You see that giant basketball goal setting up there. You can win up to $500 cash.
All you got to do is take a test drive.
All you got to do, go on a test drive. You get a shot. You make it. You can win up to $500 cash.
Huge savings right now. Markdown Madness. And again, up to $15,000 off on Ford F-150s. Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. And shop online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Tommy loved the Razorbacks.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
A great day again for the Fighting Razorbacks.
Everybody, we'll pick through it.
Huge win for the Razorbacks.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
I'm not the first guy to ever talk about they threw us in the coffin. There's been other guys that have used that. And again, when you're around a little time, there's stuff like that someone says, and I maybe should give credit. If I remember right, Bill Rafferty talked about it with Seton Hall. May have come out of a casket. I refuse to do that. That's not good luck. But he came out of the casket on his TV show and said, "We ain't dead yet." But he's crazy. I'm not that crazy.
See, I told you there's some entertainment value from Cal yesterday. Now, is it Rafferty or Rafferty?
I think it's Rafferty, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
He said it differently both times.
I'm going to be honest. I got a chance to interview him. I want to say that was in San Francisco 3 years ago, I believe. Yeah, because I think Jim Nance, him, and Grant Hill were on the call. And I just called him Coach because I was terrified to butcher his last name. And kind of like with Kevin Harlan, it was a terrible interview, but he was gracious with this time. It's hard sometimes. I'm going to be honest. I don't consider myself a professional. I'm just a fan that happens to be blessed to talk Arkansas sports each and every day. So when you grow up watching or listening to certain people, it's just hard to turn on the work mode when you just get so excited and jovial like I was with Kevin Harlan yesterday. But he was great, and Coach was great. We got a chance to talk to him. But again, that's been the question was that I think Jackson Fuller of Times Record asked that question. It's because Arkansas fans really latched on to the idea of, hey, we're in the coffin, but they didn't put the nails in. Dead in the water, dead to right. I mean, pick a phrase. That's where Arkansas was. And now they've come out of it. And I think that this team, not only this fan base has bought onto it, this team has bought onto it. So it's been encouraging to see them continue to climb and continue to persevere out of that. Now, I know some Arkansas fans, they to say that they were disappointed in the baseball game earlier this week was kind of funny. It's a midweek game. You're up 13-8. I don't know that, but DVH was pretty blunt about it. Take a listen.
I'm always really honest with them, and I think they appreciate that I felt like that we kind of got what we deserved. I didn't feel like we'd blow a 5-run lead, but, they didn't make mistakes. We did. We walked more than normal, and give credit to them offensively. They did a great job of keeping that big inning going in the ninth.
So now you got Vanderbilt this weekend. I know I guess Phil's going to be there later on today in Nashville, Tennessee, getting ready for this series against the Commodores. Hawkins Field, kind of a weird ballpark, the setup and everything else. Vanderbilt, Tim Corbin's got himself a really, really good baseball program.
It's the one weekend a year where I won't listen to Phil on the radio because that damn Whistler is just too
the Whistler,
loud.
yeah. Phil, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn for Phil. Phil hates that guy.
I don't know how you couldn't.
And Phil doesn't Phil's a pretty.
He's a forgiving guy.
Yeah, he is. And I don't. But it is funny. He does not like that guy whatsoever. If you missed this tidbit from earlier, want to replay it again. Adu Thero, his status maybe. I don't know if I want to say up in the air, but definitely Arkansas fans wondering after Cal said this yesterday.
I do practice yesterday. Leg was bothering him today, so I didn't put him through anything. We'll see tomorrow. If we had 8 to 10 minutes from him, in case of foul trouble, it would help, but, we're fine.
Again, I just want to remind people stuff that about a week ago, Boogie Flan, prior to this game in Providence against Kansas, Coach mentioned his hand bothering him. Now, he ended up playing 22 minutes. So I'm going to guess that Adu Thero is going to try and tough this out and play for his team, give his team some positive impact. But we'll have to wait and see until later on tonight. 9:09 Central Time. We'll see if it actually tips off at 9:09. That's your Hog Update, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Spark.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I'll tell you what you'd be smart to do is get you some Art Barbecue and Burgers heading up to this game tonight. They have got all different things. If you want to go the lighter route, you can do that. fish, low-carb entrees and sides. They've also got all their fresh meats in-house, ham, turkey, on their house-made salads. If you want to go that, you obviously can get a big chunk of barbecue, some burgers, $1 off burgers every Saturday at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Can you read the text that you're laughing at? I don't know if you can.
I can only read part of it because he writes his text in a very specific way. He just says the Vandy Whistler blows, which is both a fact and an opinion that I purport.
Yeah, that is someone that is disliked across college baseball, but he has definitely made a name for himself. The notoriety is not something that is a positive one when it comes to the Van Lee Whistler. All right, Clay Henry coming up in about 30 minutes. Your calls and texts more than welcome here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. This morning, we're also brought to you by APAC, Arcola, and Standard Materials Group. Your number one source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready mix concrete. Whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. No job too big or too small. Do you need expert advice? Our construction consultant services ensure you're always on the right track. Call 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready mix needs. APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. Your thoughts on this game tonight. We're live in San Francisco getting ready for the Sweet 16 matchup between the Red Raiders and your Arkansas Razorbacks.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, the ultimate challenge is back with the ultimate selection, ultimate savings, ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Group pick, hear the stadium roar. Fayetteville is ready for war.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. You know, Thursday is my personal favorite night. We're here every Thursday. Bucket special, hard to beat.
You gotta love the bucket special. I mean, you come in, you can get 5 domestic bottles in a bucket for $15, and then you get to hang out at Papa's. It's a great deal.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Taco Bell's new caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina chicken. But does that mean everything has a spicy side? Like your cactus plant. It's like your other plants, but spicy. Or your coworker who says they hate everyone who works here, but you work here. Or when you say, I don't mean to be rude, but you do mean to be rude. But now you can feed your spicy side with Caliente Cantina chicken from Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, now we've spent a good chunk of the first 40 minutes of the program discussing the Arkansas basketball game, NCAA tournament, Cal, and everything else. But today is significant for another reason. Colton, it's opening day for all the MLB fans.
Yes,
I don't think anyone really counted the Tokyo series with the Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. This is the day that I know a lot of people look forward to, so we might as well get some baseball music going. What is your favorite opening day tradition? That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. For example, I was talking to some Giants fans last night. The Giants open up on the road. They are not going to be right down the road from the Chase Center. They open up on the complexes are cool. It's right on the bay. The setup here in San Francisco, the ballpark is outstanding baseball-wise, and the basketball facility is great as well. But they are on the road in Cincinnati. Now, I know we got a lot of Cardinals fans listening. You guys are hosting the Minnesota Twins today. Dodgers hosting the Tigers. Trying to think of other fan bases that I think they're pertinent. I know Zach's Red Sox are on the road in Arlington today as they take on the Texas Rangers. Colton, I'll start with you. Now, help me on this. You're looking still for an MLB team, right?
Yeah, I mean, once my team left and they just decided they were just a joke of a complete franchise, I don't have one, and I'm willing to be convinced. Obviously, it can't be the Yankees or the Red Sox. Yeah, former
Oakland
Oakland A's fan. It can't be the Yankees or the Red Sox. And I also like to be a little bit different. So it can't be anybody in the AL West either, obviously. And then, kind of limits my options. But my favorite opening day tradition would be I like to find myself in the Bob Uecker seats as far away as possible and stuff as many hot dogs in my face as possible. That's got to be opening day tradition. But it's a shame that you don't get to go down there in San Francisco while the Giants were in town for opening day. Ty, I could see you out there in a kayak in McCovey Cove just
That'd be cool.
diving out there for a home run ball. I could see you doing that.
There was, I guess, spring training still on Monday and Tuesday here, what a friend of mine was telling me, but they do open up on the road. I think my favorite opening day tradition, I'm not as sucked into baseball as, let's say, Phil or some of you, but what I do enjoy seeing is all the crazy food items across the country that are made. Like Arlington's got some new food items, Kaufman, and just seeing like on opening day what those, how whether it's restaurants or really any marketing agency at all, they put out one thing to try and get you to try it, and then it looks like something completely different. That is one of my favorite things. B in Clarksville texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying that you should come suffer with him as a Tampa Bay Devil Rays fan.
Devil Rays, you said? Devil Rays? Can't do it, Devil.
Yeah,
No.
They only have 72 fans at the Trop. He says for their.
I don't think they're even playing at the Trop this year right now because they had hurricane damage. I'm not even sure if that's right or not, but I know that Tampa Bay might be like out of a stadium at this moment. So
yeah, that is the facility again is outstanding. The bay. Say that one more time, Colton. The name of the bay where people kayak. And
I
stuff
think
to
it's
get home
McCovey
run
Cove.
ball. Okay, so again, it's opening day. If you've got opening day traditions of any sorts, I know it's changed over the years. Some of you will make the trek to whether it's St. Louis or various other places. I know this is an enjoyable day for a lot of people. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question, your opening day tradition. Brought to you by Cart Pass Social. I know that it's been a tradition for a lot of people to play golf over the years, and Cart Pass Social just making it easier when it's raining outside or it's too dark and you can't play. Well, they allow you to play over 1,000 golf courses at Cart Pass Social. It's the #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas, and Nate and Christian have made it BYOB. Bring your food, bring your beer, bring your seltzers, bring it all. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. The Masters Invitational going on right now. They've got men's league, they've got spring leagues, they've got all different things going on at Cart Pass Social. Birthday parties, corporate events, you name it. 479-487-3622, or check them out online at cartpasssocial.com. Text from Big Mike in Waldron. He also, like yourself, now you've dropped your fandom, but his Oakland A's are now the Sacramento A's. He was born there, so it's not so bad for Big Mike in Waldron, Colton.
Well, good for Big Mike. I'm glad that he can look past that. Look, they're the most inept franchise in the history of all of sports, that you would leave that town and then you go to a city in the desert where nobody gives a crap about sports. It's whatever. I don't really care anymore. I'm willing to be convinced, but I mean, the bar is obviously pretty low if I'm willing to root for the A's.
A tourist city. That's the best way to do it. Chris in Siloam Springs texting in on the Lewis Automotive Group.
Can't do it. AOS. It's the same division. I couldn't do that. It'd be like saying I'm not a Razorback fan. I'm just going to go root for LSU. Who gives a damn about LSU, right?
Or Texas in the case of Brian and everything else. Now, before we jump back into Arkansas basketball and the Texas Tech matchup tonight, one other thing that I did see is that Jim Nance is retiring from the Masters. Wait on it, in 2036.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the final round of this tradition unlike any other. And hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. And hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any other.
So when I see this news, I'm puzzled initially, and then I was like, okay, Nance isn't going to do this and prematurely announce it without some sort of reason. It will be his 51st time calling the Masters and the 100th anniversary. I didn't look up how old he's going to be at the time, but he described it as a perfect place to walk out. I think that was in an interview with maybe Front Office Sports, if I remember that right. So you got that. Also, Gary Danielson is set to retire after this season. He decided after having to call at Big Ten football for a year that he is jumping ship. And he's like, this isn't all the SEC and what it was cracked up to be for all those years. This is completely different. He's also getting older and up in age as well. I'm going to be honest, a lot of Arkansas fans don't like Gary Danielson. I actually enjoy him. There's not a lot of broadcasters that I hate, but Jim Nance definitely I would say the bigger news, and I think a lot of golf fans associate him with the Masters and his voice and the Low Friends that we just played. Now we're gonna, again, if you haven't heard, they're playing some new Georgia on My Mind, but we're gonna play the real one.
That's right. That's right.
Ray Charles.
None of this new age modern stuff. None of this.
Terrible.
I don't care how big and strong and tough these guys are and how cool and popular the sport is. This is what the Masters is about. Take it, Ray.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
Just so much better. By the way, Clay texting in a Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying, don't forget about the Royals. He's right. As someone that claims to be a Royals fan, that's a terrible Royals fan that barely pays attention, that's been to Kauffman a few times in his life, that is definitely another fan base within our area.
That's one I can get behind because you said it. They're in our area. They're in our area. I can get behind that.
I have a flag I can give you that's up in my attic area right now.
But then again, most of my life, I've picked teams that have isolated me, other than the Razorbacks. That have isolated me from everybody. So I kind of like
no one's gonna get mad at you for cheering for the Royals because they're consistently bad.
That's true.
So if you want to jump on that train, I don't think anyone's going to be frustrated with you by any stretch of the imagination here this morning. Hey, we're live in San Francisco. Getting ready for this Arkansas Sweet 16 game later on against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Hopefully, we can pick some Elite Eight games this weekend that involve the Arkansas Razorbacks with our buddy Sean over at the Fenceman. 479-782-3936. If you need a large commercial job done, he can help you there. Small residential repair, he can help you there. Wood privacy, vinyl, commercial, or a residential chain link, Sean can help with it all. He can, any fence-related problem you have, Sean and his team can help. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Another text has caught your attention, I see.
Yeah, well,
can you read it?
I feel bad for Titus because Titus is comforting me saying that he's a White Sox fan. So that's rough. And then Chief Keef on our Twitch stream says that Ty saw you in the background of the broadcast at the St. John's game. So
yes, I was sitting.
Attaboy.
I was sitting behind Lapis and why am I keep blanking on Catalan. I was sitting directly a seat to the left behind them, so I was very close. I probably looked a lot like I do this morning. So little background story.
Wait, so you were that close to them? That's so
Yes.
funny, Ty. My wife was asking, so when Ty's at these games, what does he do? Where is he at? I said, well, sometimes those media people, they're like, they're with the network or they're this like that. They put him up top. I was like, so I bet Ty's not. I bet Ty's up in the corner, but you were right there, so that's pretty funny. That's good.
I had fingers crossed that I would be on the court tonight. That is not happening. I will be up top with the other media, but that's not. Again, there's a lot more important things that I will say. I do need to apologize for a couple things. The $15 smoothie that I just ordered, which is just San Francisco prices are. There's inflation, and then there's San Francisco prices. Also, I'm not even wearing a polo shirt right now because I'm planning on going to work out right after this because I've worked down a week and a half. So that is why I'm dressed the way I am here this morning. And my eyes, if they appear to be a little droopy. So I went to bed at 7:30 last night, knowing that the guys that I'm staying with were getting in late. They got in at 12:30, and I didn't fall back asleep. So got about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Just a heads up, just some context around this morning and everything else. All right, back to the situation later on tonight at the Chase Center. John Calipari talking about Texas Tech and what problems they present for his and your Arkansas Razorbacks.
Texas Tech, well coached. They can beat you either inside, outside, shooting threes, posting the ball, throwing it to 15 feet, backing you down, making you make decisions. The biggest thing with Toppin, he's a great passer. So not only does you talk about scoring, when you try to do different things, he can really pass. I'll say this, there's a reason we're the underdog in this game.
And if you go to the Bet Saracen app right now, Arkansas still is the underdog. 5.5-point underdogs heading into this game tonight. You can check out those odds, anything else, player props, all of it on the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. But again, anytime I see anything like that, I think that's encouraging. This team, you cannot get into a track meet with Texas Tech in the sense, not necessarily just transition-wise. I'm fine with that, but I'm more of the idea of shooting a bunch of 3s, Colton. They got to stick within their own identity later on tonight.
Yeah, you can't. It can't be a shootout. Otherwise, we're going to be outgunned and outmanned. You got to, we don't have enough guys on the roster that are, that have a strap on them that can shoot like that comparative to Texas Tech. So they got to do what they've done all year that's helped them win, which is pound the ball inside and be tougher than the Red Raiders.
All right, Clay Henry coming up next hour. We're live in San Francisco, California this morning at the Marriott Marquis. Arkansas, Texas Tech, 7:09 local time, 9:09 p.m. Central, probably where you're listening this morning. Andy's frozen custard. You need something sweet and delicious today. I know in Arkansas, it's definitely getting warmer, and that means perfect weather for frozen custard. You could stop in on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, plus their locations in Conway, on 201 East Oak Street, and Dave Ward Drive. And don't forget North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard. That's Andy's Frozen Custard. Walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
It's tournament time again, and the Hogs are still dancing.
We have you covered for the watch parties you'll be hosting or attending.
From the Nike team shirts to the Sweet 16 tees, we have what you're looking for.
Clothing items from Cutter and Buck, Nike, Champion, and Tommy Bahama. We have what you'll want.
We have Razorback tablecloths, pennants, and banners. We even have a Razorback floor runner that looks like a basketball court. Hey, Matt, did I tell you where I keep all my dad jokes?
No, Dad, where?
In my new Dada base.
He's getting worse by the week. Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you need to reach the Hogs in the tournament.
And if you can't get by the store, which is located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, you can find us on the interweb Insta.
Dad, let me do that before you pull some kind of brain muscle. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486. All at the only local, family, and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Don't forget, largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's Markdown Madness at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. Take a test drive. You can shoot for 50, 100, or 500 here at Harry Robinson.
Yes, we got this giant basketball goal set right out the front door. All you have to do, go on a test drive. You don't have to buy anything, Tommy. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Come down here, go on a test drive. You get a chance to shoot and get up to $500 cash.
America's #1 selling truck, the Ford F-150. You're clearing out the 24s with up to $14,000 off. 14,000 off.
15.
Oh, it's 15.
$15,000 off. And here's the deal. We don't have a ton of these remaining. So once these are gone, they're gone. The discounts are gone. The rebates are gone. So come down here and take advantage of it right now. Tommy, up to $15,000 off remaining 24 F-150s.
I've been trying to tell you, 15,000 off on Ford F-150s. Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford. It's Markdown Madness, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Hey, Ty Richardson, I'm with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know you're a wizard here at First Financial Mortgage, but you do okay with the sticks as well.
Yeah, I've been playing golf since I was 5. I've been in the golf game for a long time.
Question is, what are you better at, golf or lending?
I have to say equally both. I've used golf in my career to kind of help propel as well. I used to prepare hard with golf. I do the same thing in work. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Decisions aren't hard when no matter what you choose, you win. Like with Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Choose from the $5 classic box with iconic favorites like a beefy 5-layer burrito, the $7 Supreme box with the chicken chalupa supreme and more. Or find new obsessions in the $9 Discovery box. Get yours at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies, a slim chance of a shower across the north early. Our highs will be into the lower 80s. Tonight, expecting a partly to mostly cloudy sky. Overnight lows will drop down into the upper 50s. We could see a few isolated showers on Friday. Highs on Friday afternoon into the low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan of CBS, TNT, and Westwood One, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
What do you think the biggest misconception of Cal was, and how has that maybe changed throughout the end of this season?
I see what Coach Cal has done this year at Arkansas, and it reminds me once again of what he did back in the old days at Amherst when he was with the Minuteman. Almost the same thing that happened with Nick Saban the last couple of years in Tuscaloosa. His playing field leveled out. All of a sudden, these guys, we all forget that they're really good coaches, really good X's and O's guys, not just good recruiters. And I think you're seeing that with Coach Cal.
Hats off to John Calipari.
Knox misses the three. The rebound is for Sil.
Let's make us one of those programs that has a chance to do special things.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hey, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. We're live from San Francisco, California, Arkansas, Texas Tech tonight. 9:09 Central Time, 7:09 local time here at the Chase Center. Our coverage in San Francisco, California would not be possible without our friends at Mock Legal Solutions in Fort Smith, helping you root out the Red Raiders in the courtroom. 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. And by Ward & Son Plumbing in Northwest Arkansas, Daniel, Noah, their entire team can service all of your plumbing needs. 479-312-9731 for pricing and quotes. No marketing shenanigans at Ward & Son. Big Cypress Lodge in Memphis, Tennessee. Save 10% right now on your weekday stay in Big Cypress Lodge in Memphis. Celebrating 10 years with one big deal. Visit big-cypress.com for your next Memphis getaway. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, locally owned and operated by Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew Mann. And they've got Sweet 16 gear right now at the Stadium Shop. You don't want to miss out on that. Go by and see him at the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. All right, let's talk to our buddy Clay Henry on the Morning Rush.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by Mach 1 Financial. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
All right, Clay's on his way to Fayetteville this weekend. Clay, I know the baseball team's out of town. Obviously, the basketball team's here with me in San Francisco. What's happening in Fayetteville this weekend?
Well, I think I'm going to get a new truck. But that's still, I gotta drive. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm shopping for a truck. Let's just put it that way. And and that doesn't mean anybody that's listening that's selling trucks, don't call me. That's happened before.
I was going to give out your cell phone right now.
No, some of these guys got my number. I mean, they might be old advertisers or whatever. So anyway, let's talk about the basketball game.
We can do that, I guess.
There's not any doubt in my mind that we've been on a crescendo as far as this basketball team over the last, 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. They've gotten better. I mean, they bottomed out in January when they hit the SEC schedule, and their defense wasn't great. I mean, they had rough edges. Young players were making mistakes. I'm talking about the freshmen. Even Boogie, his defense wasn't great. Would take risk, and they didn't know, how to cover for each other when they took a chance.
Yeah.
Nelly would take a chance, and then next thing you know, there's a back door or something. And all those guys, and so they had to smooth out those. But we've been on a crescendo, a rise, because they've gotten better and better and better defensively. They've always played hard. It wasn't that they weren't playing hard in January. They just weren't playing well. When you take a chance, then your big has to try to block it, and then you get backside rebounds. That's what happened at Tennessee. They had, they give, like 26 offensive rebounds or some ungodly amount.
St. John's had 28 last week.
Yeah.
Last week in Clay.
Yeah, but part of that is they just kept missing their shots. I mean, if you're firing up threes, the ball comes off crazy, and that's what they do. Is they just throw it up and go get it, and it wasn't like Arkansas was playing poor around the rim. But let me just kind of point to the way Arkansas has played of late. Do they keep coming up? Do they keep rising, or do they plateau out? And I'll tell you, this is a better team than what they played the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
I mean,
you're exactly right.
Kansas was middle of the pack in the Big 12. Iowa State, Houston, and Texas Tech, that's the cream of that league. Arizona's pretty good too. So Arkansas is stepping up in class, and they are really good fundamentally. And they got, probably they'll have the best big man in the game. And Zero might help, but we just don't know. So there's a reason why the Hogs are the underdog. I mean, I think that's legit. But if they take another rise up because they got another player back, or say Boogie, this is game 3 for him. He's had a little bit of practice time. Does he take another step up? So those are the questions that we don't know. But I promise you, this is a really good Texas Tech team. And that was not vintage Kansas. I mean, you can't say we beat the best Big 12 team because Kansas was not that. They were they finished middle of the pack.
Worst seed that Bill Self has had when he's been in
No
Lawrence.
question.
Yep. You mentioned Duthero Cal yesterday.
I do practice yesterday. Leg was bothering him today, so I didn't put him through anything. We'll see tomorrow. If we had 8 to 10 minutes from him, in case of foul trouble, it would help. But, we're fine.
And just a reminder, Clay, he did say something similar about Boogie last week, saying his hand was bothering
Sure he
him.
did.
Ended up playing 22 minutes. I know some Arkansas fans hear that and they get a little worried. I tend to think Adu's going to play. I also tend to think, Clay, that Chance McMillan is going to play for the Red Raiders as well. He was on the podium yesterday. I think both those kids are going to suit up tonight.
Okay. A thumb injury is different than a knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
And a thumb injury means, hey, maybe my shooting's not back yet. But he's been able to run. He's been able to I'm talking about Boogie. He's been able to condition. He's been able to do a lot of things. Thiero is, when your knee's down, I mean, you're in ice bath. You're doing mechanical stretches. You're not out there sprinting. You're not able to run. And we don't know what that's going to mean tonight. So it's a different deal. Now, what I really like about getting these two guys back is that the last part of February they had some games where they played really well for like 30, 35 minutes and had leads, and they ran out of gas. And I didn't think that was the problem with Boogie back, because I thought their defense in the last 3 or 4 minutes in these two tournament games has been their they had the legs and the freshness because of the added minutes that they got from Boogie. And if Thiero can give them, even 10 minutes, that's going to help their guys be fresher at the end. And I mean, right, foul trouble, that's a significant thing that, he can take up some time when you might have to sit some guys. But I think the bigger part, the bigger advantage is that your guys are going to get a little more rest, and the end of the game when it's crunch time and you have to dig down, we saw them do that. Yeah. They got the balls. They made plays.
Steals, all over the place.
Helps you in your free throw shooting when your legs are a little fresher. So anyway, that's what I see. But it's just, hey, does Jonas keep improving? Does Trevon keep improving? Those guys are different players than they were 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, one of the things Cal talked about is like during the injuries that really TB and DJ stepped up, and that was a big part of why this team is where they are. Clay Henry's our guest here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can always listen to us on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Turn up the heat on spicy with the new Caliente Cantina chicken menu and Caliente sauce made with red jalapeno peppers. Try it today at Taco Bell at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability. Now, Cal also, Clay, has had this up and down season, and now he's bought into the idea of this team being an underdog. Now, I have no issue with that, but I want to play this cut from John Rothstein talking about be a Cinderella and get some reaction from you, me, and Colton. Take a listen to what CBS Sports John Rothstein and how he described Arkansas.
I talked about how we don't necessarily have a quote-unquote Cinderella in the second weekend, and that might be all well and true. We don't have a non-power conference darling. We don't have a Florida Atlantic. We don't have a St. Peter's. But I will say this, and this is what makes the NCAA tournament so fascinating. When you look at the totality of everything that has gone on for the entire season in college basketball, the Cinderella is coached by a coach who used to be at a Blue Blood. The Cinderella is a team that's full of five-star prospects, and the Cinderella for the 2025 NCAA tournament is the Arkansas Razorbacks, the 10 seed in the West.
And Clay, I realize that they're the highest seed left in the tournament, but like for me, I mean, you've been to Final Fours, you've got a Hall of Fame coach, like that just doesn't compute. Like where do you come down when someone calls your team, when someone calls Arkansas a Cinderella team left in the Sweet 16?
Well, I don't like that as much as I do saying they're a 5-point underdog and Texas Tech is the better team and they're expected to advance. That's what you're telling your team. You know, Cinderella goes out. Cinderella, I mean, what do you call it?
The glass
carriage
slipper doesn't
back
fit.
into a pumpkin. Yeah, it's Cinderella's not going to win. They're just just cool right now. So this is my idea what a Cinderella is. It's a school that when you say the name, you don't know where it's located. You know, it's like, tell me where Slippery Rock is. Tell me where Stony Brook is. Tell me where Bucknell is. Tell me where the Patriot League is. Tell me where the MEAC is.
I'd go over on this list, Clay.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, you say, well, Florida Atlantic, it's somewhere south of Tallahassee or Jacksonville, but I don't really know where that campus is. You know, so that's what a Cinderella is. You know, that's Texas Southern. That's Alcorn State. That's you know, it's like where are those schools located? You know, where is Abilene Christian? Where is Steve F. Austin? You know, and like, okay, that's Cinderella. You know, and the same thing when you get into you know, where's Valpo? You know, it's like, you know, you can't say, well, I know where Arkansas is. It's in Arkansas. It's not Cinderella.
Yeah,
that's my take.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. Now, again, Cal's using it kind of as fuel.
My guess is, other than a fan of Arkansas, no one's picking us to win the game. But the great news in this tournament, you got to play the games.
And I would guess if you bet on Arkansas lately, you've won a good chunk of change. I've gotten some text here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline this week of Clay, of people betting the money line on this team leading up to this game tomorrow. Not just because they want to win some cash, but they believe in this Arkansas Razorback group.
Yeah, so brackets, you know, been picked 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. When, you know, the Sunday the brackets came out, everybody picked their bracket Monday. There was, I mean, the percentage of people that picked Arkansas to win 2 games outside of people from the natural state, it was nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe Cal's best friends that grew up in Pittsburgh picked him, but Arkansas wasn't in the Sweet 16 on any national bracket. So
or mine.
By the way, I have a perfect 16 alive right now. All 16 teams are alive in my bracket. I can't imagine that. I've never even been close to that. Now, I missed Baylor in the first round, but I'm ranked 246 out of 10 million in my bracket.
246 out of 10 million. Jeez.
Yeah, that's all right. I have to admit, it took me like 2.5 minutes to pick my bracket. I just went click, 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 and I was done. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Cal yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, and I don't even like doing them, but you know, my family so enjoys kicking my booty, and they do it like Grumps, get your bracket in. Okay. I finally did it Wednesday morning,
Fine.
and then Monday morning, Sarah says, "Dad, have you looked at your bracket?" Well, no. Well, it's like you missed 1 game in the first 2 rounds. Like, okay. Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'll take that. By the way, I should probably put
No,
some
I tell you the one I missed. I picked Oklahoma over UConn. That's the one I missed.
Okay. Well, if your bracket is not perfect like Clay and it's busted, make sure you go to hitthatline.com, bracket challenge today before the action later on. Because you can do a Sweet 16 bracket. It's brought to you by our friends at Moix RV of Arkansas, 810 Billiards in Bowling in Fort Smith, Heartland Honda in Northwest Arkansas, and Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley. So Clay's got a perfect bracket. You basically start with the perfect bracket for this Sweet 16 round. Just find the contest at hitthatline.com. The hitthatline.com bracket challenge, also brought to you in part by
Get a redo.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Sign up today at hitthatline.com, and we'll see how it plays out. And Clay, on the subject of this Sweet 16, when you look at the games today, notable SEC matchup between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Tennessee Volunteers. I can't remember if that's today or tomorrow, but that's the only SEC matchup, at least in the Sweet 16.
Tennessee.
You got Tennessee. Yeah, I just think it's really hard, Clay, in my opinion, to beat a good team 3 times. That game's tomorrow, by the way. I also have the Volunteers advancing, and it kind of goes to the point that Paul Feinbaum made yesterday, which I thought was pretty entertaining. Arkansas, and we'll see what happens later on tonight against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. But if Kentucky were to lose and Arkansas was to advance, here's what Feinbaum said.
How psychologically damaging is it to Big Blue Nation if Coach Cal goes farther in this tournament than Kentucky does?
It's already been, I think, a colossal disaster for Big Blue Nation because they didn't want Cal to even get in the tournament, let alone get where they are. But winning Sunday for Mark Pope was significant. But there's a lot going on there. And I know Schadenfreude is a big word, but this is boomeranged on them because Cal had, in mid-January, Cal had no chance of making the field, and Kentucky was feeling pretty good. And then he goes up there and wins that game. I haven't looked that far into the bracket because I know it's a virtual impossibility, but wonder if they could meet in the Final Four.
I think it'd be the national championship would be the setup. But Clay, I know what Cal said yesterday about if like the Kentucky comparisons, and maybe it was on McAfee's show. It's like the dynamic there, but I think Arkansas fans would have some fun with Kentucky fans to not only beat them in the regular season in Rupp Arena, but if they were to advance farther, that sure would be awful tasty if the Razorbacks were able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to the back-to-back games when Arkansas won at Rupp and then went down. Is it the Moody Center in Austin, the new arena, and one at Texas? Hey, things changed, didn't it? I mean, it was gloom and doom, and then all at once you won 2 road games against the fan base's biggest rival and the coach's biggest rival. I mean, it's just and the team. I mean, the team wanted that game so bad, and you play Kentucky again, there's going to be some revenge and some pressure on Mark Pope. But but I guarantee you, when Arkansas won these last 2 games, Big Blue Nation, they went, oh crap, except other words.
No, they did, and again, it's been wild to see where this team was and where they've come to this point. Clay, that's
hey, did you like the little clip of Nolan going over and talking to the team?
Wasn't that great?
Two
we
great
talked,
leaders. Great leaders.
We talked to Daryl Hawkins about that yesterday, and I know he's really happy how Cal has really tried to include the 90 team and Coach Richardson. That's an emphasis that Cal's done from the jump. Clay called him, I guess, during the recruiting process of getting Cal to campus in Fayetteville to begin with. So there's still a relationship all these years later between Cal and Coach Richardson.
Just enjoyed the heck out of it. So hey, it's gonna be a great night. I'm gonna get a nap this afternoon when I get home because I don't want. I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be full go.
What kind of color truck are we getting?
I'm going to pick that today, so we'll just see.
Okay. All right. Well, best of luck in the buying truck adventure, and hopefully it'll get all settled by today, and you can be driving a nice new truck, and Arkansas will get this Sweet 16
tonight.
Victory
Time for the ball game. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Have fun out there. Good work, Ty.
All right. Thanks, Clay. That's
See you,
Clay
Clay.
Henry, features editor of Whole Hog Sports. Always kind enough to join us, even when he's not scheduled to, and he's going to be, again, making a big dog purchase later on. All right, this hour of the Morning Rush brought to you by Mach 1 Financial. Navigating financial news can be overwhelming with constant updates and market fluctuations, creating uncertainty. That's why Mach 1 Financial Group gives you the Market Moment Podcast, a weekly podcast that breaks down the latest financial headlines into clear, digestible insights. What do these developments mean for your investments? How might they shape your financial future? We simplify the complex so you can stay informed and confident in your decisions. Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode or visit market-moment.com to listen anytime. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC, is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit disclosures.mach1fg.com. One more time. For full disclosures, visit disclosures.mach1fg.com. SEC.com. Clay mentioned the Tennessee and Kentucky game tomorrow. That's coming up in your SEC update. We're also going to hear from Maryland head coach Kevin Willard, who had one of the best deflections I think I've ever seen from a question in the NCAA tournament. We're live in San Francisco, California this morning at the Marriott Marquis, Arkansas, Texas Tech. Later on tonight in the Chase Center, more than Morning Rush coming up next.
We're live in San Francisco this week at the NCAA tournament. Our coverage is presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. By Big Cypress Lodge. Visit big-cypress.com to plan your next Memphis getaway. By Warden Sun Plumbing in Northwest Arkansas, serving all your plumbing needs. No marketing shenanigans, fair pricing with the warranty above and beyond the competition throughout Arkansas.
Arkansas is headed to the Sweet 16.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
It involves language whatsoever. But I will ask you this morning.
This is the Morning Rush.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Ethan, you guys have a massive event coming up May 2nd and May the 3rd.
We will have the Kawasaki Good Times demo truck here for Kawasaki demo rides, games, and prizes. Rollin' Smoke Barbecue food truck will also be here, and on that Friday, Ruskin and Zach will report live from the event. That is the Steel Horse Rally Weekend. See our Facebook page for all the details and updates.
That's Wheeler Power Sports, 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Back again at Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. It's Markdown Madness. Also, for a lot of people, it's spring break time. That means family vacations. That means kids in the car. The Ford Expedition is the perfect ride for spring and summer.
Yes, definitely. You know, you've got the room for the kids. You've got the room for the pets. You got the room for all of the kids' stuff. I mean, hey, the Expedition is just an awesome vehicle. And here's the big kicker. I only have one left. It's over $14,000 off of MSRP. It is the last one that I have in inventory.
This is a 24 model, right?
Yep, it's a 24. We've got the savings at Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford. Over 14 grand off of that Expedition, and F-150s up to $15,000 off.
All right, come take a test drive. You can shoot a hoop right out here in front. You'll see the Gold for up to $500 cash for you. Markdown Madness at Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
About the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs are finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas, where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Playing Florida than the game before Arkansas in the Chase Center today. And there's a lot of speculation about Willard. Will he take the Villanova job? And when asked about it, listen to his response. It's quite funny.
Felt like kind of bringing this discussion in the open has been the best way to advocate for your program.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I think our biggest thing is we got to stop Clayton. He's really good. He shoots the basketball going left 48%. He shoots it right going at like 38%. So really the last couple of days, I'm trying to come up with a game plan to stop, Clayton, because I just think he's one of the best guards in the country that we've seen. And then really, obviously trying to fix our rebounding woes have been at the top of my mind.
To be fair, Florida's, now help me on this, is it Walter or Walker? It's Walter, right?
Walter Clayton, yeah.
Walter Clayton Jr. is one of the best guards in college basketball. He's an All-American. So I get Willard's concern, but he obviously did not want to answer that question in preparation for the Florida Gators, Colton.
Yeah. What a deflection, honestly. It's a tough situation to be up there, and I mean, it's a tough situation to be in when you're, getting courted by another school and you're still coaching for another school in the Sweet 16. Look, the coaching portal is always open, and we like to, dog on these players sometimes for a lack of loyalty. Well, I don't know how much less loyal you can get to a school than that as you're in the Sweet 16 and you're, flirting with other schools. I think it's a difficult place for him to be in, but that's the name of the game at the end of the day. You're always looking for, a bigger, better job. And between Maryland and Villanova, it's like vanilla and vanilla bean at this point. So who knows?
All right, SEC teams in action today. Your Arkansas Razorbacks will take on Texas Tech later on tonight, 9:09 Central Time. Alabama also taking on BYU. Mentioned the Florida and Maryland game tomorrow. You've got two other ones in action, being the Ole Miss Rebels taking on Michigan State. I say two more. Got three more games. Kentucky at Tennessee, and then also Michigan and Auburn. The only Sweet 16 matchup that is with two SEC teams being the Wildcats and the Vols. Here's Kentucky's Andrew Carr on playing Tennessee for a third time this year.
Probably just would rather not play an SEC team. I mean, you get kind of tough when you have seven SEC teams and out of the 16. But I think for us, we're excited to be able to play against Tennessee again, and it's going to be such a great game, such a high stakes game, and it's just going to be a lot of fun on Friday night.
Let's go Vols. could not be more on the orange train than I am tomorrow when they take on Kentucky. All
I'm
right,
driving. I'm driving up to Northwest Arkansas. I'm going to dig through my toy box and try and find my Pioneer coonskin cap to be my best volunteer model to wear to root for volunteers on that game.
There you go. Baseball team in Nashville this weekend, Tanner, taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. I know one of the questions that Arkansas fans have been asking, hey, what's Gage Wood's status look like? Pitching has been a little shaky lately. Here's Dave Van Horn on the status of the Batesville native.
Gage seems to be getting better. It's all about him getting his arm back in shape. He does not having any pain. Now it's like building him up. I think he's on his way.
All right, so that's, again, Dave Van Horn talking about Gage Wood and his status. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see him sooner than later. All right, your SEC update is we're live in San Francisco this morning, brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina. They had this event last night, and they do this every single Wednesday where it's take the kids' night out to Joe's Grill and Cantina. You're going to get a delicious meal for them for $5. Plus, there's a coloring contest where the kids can win cool prizes, and it's kids karaoke night. So every Wednesday night, it's a fun atmosphere, and it's just $5 for the kids' meal at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith. That is Joe's Grill and Cantina. We played a cut or two this morning from a conversation I got to have from Kevin Harlan yesterday. Kevin Harlan will be on call tonight for TBS. He works for Westwood One, TNT, and CBS, NFL football, NBA, and the NCAA tournament. And one of the things I think that we all, if you know his voice, you know his name, you know that when he is on a broadcast, oftentimes exciting things happen. So I asked Kevin, I was like, so where do your emotions come from while broadcasting? Take a listen to his answer.
Well, I'm probably more a fan than I am a broadcaster, and I guess the fan comes out in me, and I've been around it my entire life. My dad was in pro sports, and so I had a chance to be in press boxes and on sidelines and in dugouts, and because of that exposure from the time I can remember, my earliest memory, it's just kind of part of my DNA, and I appreciate what these guys can do, both coaches and players. I love the fans and the moms and dads and the extended families that are in there cheering for their kids in these games and these tournaments. And if you can't get wrapped up in it, I think that you're missing a real important part of what makes the tournament special, but also what can make a broadcast special. If your emotions come through, I think people want to hear and listen to broadcasts that have like they're connected, like they feel it, and they exude the passion. And it's very natural for me. There's no way anybody could fake it for as long as I have. So it is truly from my heart and from my soul. And I always consider it a privilege to be a part of games like this and tournaments like this and broadcasts like this.
Colton definitely getting an upgrade from last week, right?
Oh yeah,
on the
absolutely.
television broadcast.
And man, he's so right. Kevin Harlan, that voice is like synonymous. I mean, Ty, you mentioned it this morning. Like it was. You were like kind of nervous. You weren't as professional as you'd like to be interviewing him. I would have been the exact same way because that's the voice of the NBA on so many video games on 2K. He's on there. Lots of video games he's on. And I growing up, that was a big part of why I wanted to be involved in sports was playing video games and all the things like that. So hearing that voice and everything, when Kevin Harlan is on the call, it's an important game. And you've hammered into me a lot of good tips and tricks for how to make things sound good on the radio, and a lot of that is cutting out long spaces and pauses and ums and uhs. Not for Kevin Harlan, man. I could hear him stutter and it sound great.
That's it.
The Morning Rush.
Yes, sir. The Morning Rush. That was a cool moment that we got to experience here in San Francisco at the Chase tournament yesterday. Text flowing in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. This is from Jason and Marshall, and this goes back to like when we talked about the Kansas game. We kept talking about the problems Hunter Dickinson presented for Arkansas. In reality, it was the problems that Jonas Adu presented for Kansas, and they couldn't handle them. And to be honest, Hunter Dickinson fell under the pressure, and Jonas thrived in it. Jason texting in saying he thinks Brazil will be a problem for JT Toppin later on. Arkansas is going to have the size advantage in this game. Colton, and not the shooting necessarily, but length has bothered Tech at times this year. So we'll see if Trev can get around his 10 or 11 rebounds that I feel like I'm reading off his box score each and every game. And Jason's pretty confident that he could have a big impact tomorrow.
Yeah, and a big part of the resurgence for this whole Razorback team has been Trevin Brazil playing exactly like you thought he's been capable of playing the whole time that he's been a Razorback. And really, he's been the embodiment of what this whole season's been about. Cal's preached it on and on this whole year. There's been some guys in some dark places, and TB was definitely one of those guys at some point. This is a guy that stayed here through the weather the storm with, no coach. He'd been injured in the past, and now he's here, and then his minutes were just like evaporated in the middle of the season, and now he's come back full force, and he's been the Trevin Brazil that we thought we were getting all along, without any injuries, without anything going wrong, without any stupid stuff off the court that could be distracting him. And it's been great to see him really fulfill his potential the whole time, because you said it, he's been a walking double-double since the SEC tournament, and we definitely need that.
All right, this morning we are brought to you by Pradco Fishing. LureNet.com is the perfect place to get all your favorite lures from Pradco with just a click of a button. They not only have brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site has exclusive deals and baits that you won't find anywhere else on your favorite brands. Free shipping for all U.S. orders on over $35. So be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out LureNet.com today. And again, Bruce Den, we are rooting for you tomorrow night. A former Tennessee ball, and a guy I just mentioned, Jonas Adu, who had a massive game against the Kansas Jayhawks, was at the podium yesterday along with John L. Davis. And of all the things that were said from any player yesterday, this had to be the funniest.
I got this one. Yeah, it's great out here. I mean, just, I'm looking around the pictures. I mean, it's just incredible. Growing up, you always play like 2K with the Warriors. You got Curry, Clay, KD, it's just great being in a facility like that. And then, I'm from North Carolina, so we don't have In-N-Out. So I came over here. I was begging for In-N-Out. In-N-Out, it's just fantastic to me. So I'm just grateful for that.
So Jonas Adu got his In-N-Out. I have had In-N-Out before. I go to Dallas a lot, so there's a bunch of them down there. They had some out in Arizona. We went out for the Waste Management Open. I want to say I had it when we were in California years back. Have you had In-N-Out like Jonas did for the first time this week, Colton?
I have had In-N-Out, and I know what he's talking about, and it's the real deal. It's good. I mean, they get you In-N-Out like they say, and I mean, you can get those fries any way you want, animal style, slathered up in their sauce with chili. It's delicious. It's the greatest, one of the best late night food options there is.
Yeah. So that was some entertainment value that came out of yesterday. And I played a cut from Cal earlier, and I also played that Meep clip for when Clay was on. Well, let's put some context behind it. Here's John Calipari yesterday. This was in an interaction and a trip down in Lubbock, Texas. And here's one of the things he remembers with a former head coach of the Red Raiders.
He had me in his car, and it was going, neat, 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 neat. Like, what the hell is that? He left the seatbelt up for so long, it ran out of juice to yell to say, put your seatbelt on. And
do you put your seatbelt on when you hear that noise, or you just wait it out till it goes off?
I do put my seatbelt on, but I will say in my old in the old vehicle that I had, it would ding 136 times before it would stop.
Okay.
I know that
Clay,
for a fact.
I hope Clay has his seatbelt on as he's on his way to make a truck purchase later on today. I know closer to Clay's neck of the woods is Gaston's White River Resort. Perfect place to hang out, whether it's a weekend like this one or any weekend in the future, this spring or summer, fall. Gaston's White River Resort, an awesome place to fish. I know my parents just like to go for the nature and hanging out at the cabins and eating at the restaurant. You can call Clint, Jacob, their entire team at 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Hunting for a fortune? X marks the cash. 5 new lottery scratchers are loaded with prizes and waiting to be discovered. Multiply your prize 10, 50, up to 200 times. Ticket prices range from $1 to $20. Top prizes start at $5 grand and go all the way to $500,000. Find the X and find the cash. Available now at lottery retailers. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original Baby Shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Kick it out, feed it to Thero, and he drives the lane for a two-hand slam.
This is the Morning Rush.
It is Markdown Madness at Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. Hey, if your bracket's busted and you're ready to do something else, how about save a bundle? It won't break your bank or your bracket here at Harry Robinson during Markdown Madness.
Yes, the Markdown Madness event. I mean, Tommy, we keep talking about this, and it's just like, you know, it's crazy that if I added up all the discounts, we did it earlier, it's over $250,000 in savings. That's over $250,000 in savings for our customers that want to come in here and buy a new 2024 Ford. So come down here and see us. The Markdown Madness event, F-150s up to $15,000 off sticker, Expeditions over $14,000 off, the remaining Broncos over $13,000 off. So I'm telling you, you're not going to find a better deal anywhere else. Come to Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford.
It's Markdown Madness now through the end of the month. Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisal.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials.
We do have awesome lunch specials. Monday through Friday, we've got any small pizza for $7.99. You can also order a salad with it. Great In-N-Out special for a quick lunch.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Hey, Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Ethan, you guys have a massive event coming up May 2nd and May the 3rd.
We will have the Kawasaki Good Times demo truck here for Kawasaki demo rides, games, and prizes. Rollin' Smoke Barbecue food truck will also be here, and on that Friday, Ruskin and Zach will report live from the event. That is the Steel Horse Rally Weekend. See our Facebook page for all the details and updates.
That's Wheeler Power Sports, 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV. With hands-free driving assistance, go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $800 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
People have to understand when the coach is going through something, so is his wife and his kids and you want to attack a coach, the wife and the kids take it personal. When you try to be mean and nasty and just have an agenda, what you want to do, those kids and that wife, they're watching that too.
That was John Calipari yesterday at the podium. That was one of the questions I asked him. Colton was just like, hey, the emotions were riding high with his wife, Ellen, his daughter, Megan, who was in the stands, and just what they were going through. We've talked so much about this team, Cal personally, and the coaches and everything else, but it affected the family as well. So I know it's been a different transition for a variety of reasons with Arkansas fans and the Calipari family, but I think they've really bought into the entire family when it comes to this basketball team and where they've been on. All right. Last segment here on the Morning Rush. We're live in San Francisco, California this morning. One of our partners being Mock Legal Solutions. Jackie Mock and their entire team have opened a second location in Salsa across from the courthouse to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur County. They handle all family law, and they've got 13 years in car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases, so they can help you get an insurance check or a wreck check. Times are tough right now, and not all the working class can afford to pony up $5,000 retainer and then get asked for more money down the road. So they offer flat fee, low down payments, and payment plans. The laws have changed, and yes, joint custody is the default, but we are not afraid to go to trial and are successful when we do. Check out Jackie and her entire team at mocklegalsolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. All right. Let's look at some text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Austin Fort Smith says I need to check out Habit Burger. It's in Dale City, about 15 minutes from the Chase Center. Get a burger, surprise, and the tempura green beans. I think we're going to go check out a place. The cool thing, the Chase Center's on the bay, and there's also a bunch of restaurants and stuff nearby. We were talking about it earlier. It's really close to the baseball venue as well. Jesse in Springdale, Colton texted in, I think Brazil is going to make his open threes tonight, and it's going to be a difference in the game. Trev didn't necessarily hit his threes last week in Providence, but maybe something will change tonight. He's still very much impacted the game. I think no one would disagree with that. Man, but if he gets going from the outside, that gives them a lot of spacing when it comes to DJ, Boogie, and any other guard, Billy, Carter, whoever else gets to the rim when his man has to guard him in the corner.
Yeah, Ty, you're right. Obviously, TB stepping out beyond the perimeter opens things up for everybody. But I agree 100% with Jesse that Brazil could be a difference maker making those threes. But really anybody, I think somebody has to step up tonight, whether it be John L. Davis or DJ Wagner, Boogie, those guards, or TB. And if they're going to shoot some shots behind the arc, or they're going to shoot a bunch of shots behind the arc, they're going to have to make more than they have in the past couple of tournament games. But I want to talk about what you mentioned. You played that Cal clip coming out. My dad was a coach for 25 years in high school football in Arkansas, so I get that. And Coach Cal is right. Everything that we put on Twitter about Coach Cal and everything that we say, all these awful people that will attack players and families and things like that, moms and dads are reading that. And so
radio host is fine.
Radio host is fine. Attack us.
Host.
Yeah, I mean, I live for it. It makes our show better, but there is a line, and I think Coach Cal coming from Kentucky, those people are insane over there. So it's been a great culmination to see them be accepted by the Razorback fan base and then have a nice resurgence of emotion to falling back in love with, their dad and their husband coaching again. It's been great to see, and I know you were excited to talk to them as well.
Ethan from Wheeler Power Sports texting and asking for a score prediction from us both. I've got Arkansas winning this game 75-71. Later on tonight. I think that while the Razorbacks are the underdogs in this game, I think the momentum's there. Don't feel it's kind of the opposite of what I said last week. I didn't feel good about Kansas, but I felt like if they won that game, that they would beat St. John's, which they did. This week, I think they're going to beat Texas Tech, but if they find Florida in the Elite Eight game come Saturday, I'm not so confident about that game. Colton, what are your feelings on this matchup later on tonight in the Chase Center?
I think the Razorbacks are going to come out of the gate really hot like they did in the first half against Kansas and have a really good, high-scoring first half. And then hopefully that's going to carry over into the second half. So I see this game being a little bit more high-scoring. I'm going to go 85-82 Arkansas.
I think with this matchup, like defensively, you saw that Arkansas really put the clamps. Clay did a really good job of really honing in on that, where Arkansas against the Jayhawks and against St. John's down the stretch, neither team could score on the Razorbacks. Hopefully that will be the case again later on tonight. Hey, a good place to watch the game would be Oaklawn this weekend. Their sports book, you think about the Arkansas Derby that begins tomorrow racing. This is an awesome place, an awesome facility in our own backyard. And not only can you take advantage of Oaklawn when you're in person in Hot Springs, you can take advantage of Oaklawn anywhere, betting on all the horse racing as well. And Oaklawn sports. Like if you like Arkansas tonight, whether it's the money line or you like them in the spread, they get on Oaklawn sports right now. You can bet on the Hogs. You can bet on any other NCAA March Madness game. You can bet NBA. You can bet golf coming up in Augusta here. New customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion, and you'll receive a second chance on your first bet up to 10 days for $100. Download the Oaklawn Sports app to check it out for all the details. Again, in person at Oaklawn Arkansas Derby this weekend. I've got a bunch of friends that are going out for that. And then also, again, the Oaklawn Sports app and Oaklawn Anywhere as well. That's going to do it for us as we have been live at the San Francisco Marriott Marquis. The Arkansas Razorbacks take on Texas Tech later on tonight, 9:09 Central Time. Colton, what time is the nap schedule on today?
What schedule was it? I'm sorry.
The nap. What time's your nap scheduled for today?
Oh, we'll see. I'm going to eat dinner with the grandparents at 6 o'clock tonight. Remote until 5. Probably somewhere in between those times, 5:30ish.
Okay. All right. Well, one of the things later on tonight, the questions you have about Duthero. Here's Cal yesterday.
I did practice yesterday. Leg was bothering him today, so I didn't put him through anything. We'll see tomorrow. If we had 8 to 10 minutes from him, in case of foul trouble, it would help. But, we're fine.
We'll find out what kind of impact the Duthero has tonight. Coming up, halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones
Spring
are
camping
next.
season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert. And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
It's tournament time again, and the Hogs are still dancing.
We have you covered for the watch parties you'll be hosting or attending.
From the Nike team shirts to the Sweet 16 tees, we have what you're looking for.
Clothing items from Cutter and Buck, Nike, Champion, and Tommy Bahama. We have what you'll want.
We have Razorback tablecloths, pennants, and banners. We even have a Razorback floor runner that looks like a basketball court. Hey, Matt, did I tell you where I keep all my dad jokes?
No, Dad, where?
In my new Dada base.
He's getting worse by the week.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you need to reap dog in the tournament.
And if you can't get by the store, which is located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baumwalker Stadium, you can find us on the interweb.
Dad, let me do that before you pull some kind of brain muscle. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
All at the only local family and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Don't forget, largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt. delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I want to ride my...
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered.